Hello and welcome. My name is Kai Oceans and welcome to my reading. And today we're going to find out what kind of earth angel you are. And if you're not familiar with the topic of earth angels, it's from Doreen Virtue. And basically what an earth angel is when your soul doesn't originate from planet Earth, even though technically no one's soul is from Earth because Earth is like brand new in the whole, grand scheme of things. But either way, it's basically where your soul originated from, where your soul travels to. Like if you was an angel or a fairy, elemental, elf, like a mermaid, like Atlantean, like all kinds of things. It's a really cool book, and I definitely recommend it a lot because Earth Angels is something that I've been really fascinated with and been like learning and studying for like years. I even went through the course of like realm reading, which is pretty much what I'm doing today. So there's 3 choices here, and pick one or 2, it doesn't matter. Just pick whatever one that you're guided to, and we'll see what kind of earth angel you are, and also who you're being guided by and your life purpose. And this is my first time doing this kind of like card reading, so it's like a surprise for everyone. And I looked at some of the cards because when I was shuffling them, the cards fly out. That's how I do all my readings. Like all the cards fly out. I don't pick the cards, they just fly out. So if they flew out face up, then I seen the cards, but I didn't actually trying to tune into the cards or anything like that. So everything is pretty much new. And so I'll give you, a couple of seconds to pick the deck or the card pile that you want, or the crystal, whatever floats your boat, and we'll get started. So I'm going to move these out the way, as a matter of fact. Also, I'm wearing my robe. It's nice and cozy. Oh shit. I almost moved the crystal from the pile. I'm like, I need that so I know which pile is which. Okay. So I'm going to start with pile 1. And this is, I think it's either a Tibetan or Himalayan quartz. So we're going to move that to the side. So what kind of earth angel are you? I'm just going to move to the side of the camera. Hopefully you can still hear me. So first card, we got the Empress in reverse. I'm not sure if I'm going to read this in reverse or not, but this is the Empress. Let's bring out the mermaid cards. Music for manifesting and finances and career. So let's make sure this is in the camera. You can see it, see everything. Yeah, I get a chance to kind of dig into this. The first thing I really feel from these cards is sort of like a really earthiness, because we got the Empress, and that's pretty much like nurturing of things and growing of ideas and abundance, like very earthy like energy. And then even though we have music for manifesting that's like a mermaid, I still get like very earthy vibes. And finances and career, that's like typical like element of earth type of stuff. So I definitely believe you're an elemental. Now, what kind of elemental you are, I'm not sure. We have a bunch of cards that we have left, so that probably be revealed later. But I definitely feel that you're a very intuitive person, and you manifest, but you manifest in a way that might be different from other people, or I don't know, maybe what's popular now. I feel like you're very much in your own energy, tuned into your own self, and you're very focused inward. And so it makes me feel like maybe you're a flower fairy, and that's like a newer realm earth angel that Doreen, when she was doing all this stuff, talked about maybe like a year and a half, not a year and a half, like maybe probably like 2 years now. 2 years ago, because there is another like updated version of this book. There's an updated version of this book, so it has like more realms in it. But I definitely feel that you might be a flower fairy. And I'm not sure if that's a hybrid realm, which is like basically two or more realms mixed together. But I definitely feel like you're a flower fairy. And they're typically very shy. Apparently they have good skin. Like, I don't know, this is what Doreen said in her book or what have you, whatever the hell I learned it from. And they very much into, like, so I don't know much about flower fairies because they're new and I haven't encountered a lot of them. But I know with fairies and elementals in general, at least with like fairies, even though they can be very like fiery and very energetic and, you know, very much into like nature and things like that, flower fairies feel a lot more calm and centered in comparison to like your run-of-the-mill like incarnated fairy. And I feel like for you, you feel a lot more relaxed and calm being with the trees and being around things that give off this sort of earthy element, this earthy like energy. So I feel guided to bring out more cards. And this is who you're being guided by. And you have Hannah, which is freedom. And I have no idea who this particular goddess is, but I'm just reading from like the word itself. I might, if I feel guided to read from the book to see like specifically who this person is and what she represents, I'll do that. And yeah, like freedom is a huge thing for you. And that's a huge thing for elementals as well. They don't like being tied down. They don't like rules. They like breaking the rules, in fact, and they like being able to do whatever they want. They're very independent, very fiercely independent, and they just really have no time for the shenanigans. They want to be able to do whatever it is that they want, how they want to do it, whenever they want to do it. And I can really relate to that because even though I don't explicitly like identify or feel like I'm a fairy or mix up an elemental, that is a part of my mix. Like I just really relate to that a lot. So I feel like out of everything in your life, you're being guided by your sense of freedom and wanting to be freed, because I kind of feel that you're not as free as you want to be and you want to be freed. So maybe this is why this came out, not just because you want freedom, or even being guided by your sense of freedom, but because you don't feel free and that's what you truly want within yourself. So whatever you need to do to feel more free, you should do it. And follow your intuition, because with all earth angels, they're really intuitive, very sensitive beings. They're very sensitive to energy of people around them, their environment, and what have you. People can call them, I guess, like empathic and all that stuff. And trust your gut, trust your intuition with whatever you feel is right for you, because if you don't follow your sense of freedom or what you truly desire, you're always going to be miserable. And I know that all too well. So let's get to the next card. And this is your life purpose. Life purpose card. So what you get? Infinite abundance. Let's see. You're fully supported as you devote yourself to your divine life purpose. And again, this relates to freedom. So I'm going to slap this right here. Kabam! So this really, and even this is really, these three cards are really kind of like harmonizing together for me. Make sure these things in the camera. I'm going to show this card, I guess. And I want you to notice this, like all these fruits, like there's a variety of fruits. There's like a lot of different fruits and this really happy face and this sort of glowingness. And I feel like for you, I guess I said I was going to bring out the card. And I feel like for you, your life purpose is all about like creating the life that you really want, where there is infinite abundance, where there is more than enough, where you are free to create whatever you want. Because this relates a lot to the Empress, because that's what she does. She's nurturing, she's creative, she always has something new, and she's very much the queen of her own realm. And look at this card with all the green and the colors. It's very earthy, but it feels it feels lush as well. It's not just you have a lot of stuff, because you can have a lot of anything. You can have a lot of problems, but it's not about having a lot of whatever. It's about having a lot of what you want. And so I feel like your purpose is all about you feeling free enough to create whatever you want. And this could be creative projects, but I feel like for you it's more of like traveling. Like maybe you want to be closer to the sea, you want to be closer to the mountains, or you want to be in an area that's different from where you came from or where you currently live. And again, being a lot closer to where you feel comfortable, just like trees and nature, and being able to be in your own energy versus kind of being bombarded by, I don't know, maybe there's a lot of drama where you live, or maybe you live in the city, or just live in a place that doesn't resonate with who you really are. And so at least a part of your life purpose, if anything, is to create your own infinite abundance, to create your lifestyle, to create how you really want it to be so you can be truly happy in your life. And I feel like just taking the right steps of, again, following your sense of freedom will give you that. But until you do that, you're always going to feel really stuck. And this is a part of your life purpose. So you're being supported by the universe. It doesn't matter what your desires are. With law of attraction and, being a vibrational match to what you want, there's nothing that you can desire that is so horrendous that the universe is going to say no. Like, the universe is only delivering to you the vibration that you're holding. So if you're holding like not being free, then you're going to keep, manifesting that in your life. But once you start shifting that to the feeling of freedom, of joy, of happiness, of you get to have what you want, including freedom, then the path to infinite abundance is pretty much yours. But it takes time. It really does take time. But the time is now. Like, the only time that we have is right the fuck now. So whatever it is that you really need to do, and I feel like there's this almost like big ball of energy that you just want to like shoot out to the universe, like all these hopes and dreams, and like stop sitting on that energy. Even if you have to do like baby steps, like just do them, because one small step, like just one small shift can create, can change your life. And it is within those small steps. It's not the big things. It's really the small things that really transforms your life into something that you could hardly imagine. And so that was your life purpose. And now we have the unicorn cards. Am I too loud? Let's see. So you got 3. You have light. Let me move these out the way. True, and exercise. That's a really interesting mix. And you know what I noticed is that all the unicorns, all the horses or Pegasuses, whatever, they're all going in one direction, like they're going towards the right, and they're all in this similar pose. And it feels like, again, freedom. Slap that right here. Well, let me move this out the way because it's getting in the way of me, like, getting into the energies. So, let's see. See the light within yourself and everyone else. Yes, what you're asking about is the truth. Run, walk, swim, or otherwise move your body. This will give you more energy and happiness. And this is, again, pointing to this feeling of freedom and feeling like you're stuck. And the fact that you can't have what you want and that you're not allowed to have what you want. Like, these cards are saying that you can have what you want. And what you want is of good, is of light, because your joy lights up the whole universe. Like, that's how it works. We came here to have fun. Life is supposed to feel good. We came here for the joy of life. And that's what elementals really, especially the fairies, really, really emulate. Is that happiness and joy, because they're like the partiers of the Earth Angel realms, and they like to, party and drink and all that other stuff. You don't have to be in all that stuff, but you would like to have a good time. And also, good thing to know is a lot of elementals are also comedians. So having that lightheartedness, that, I don't know, ability just to feel good for the sake of feeling good is a part of your life purpose and is what you're supposed to be doing. So if you're not experiencing that, what is it that you can do right now that can give you that? Because you'll be supported. Because even with exercise, I mean, you can actually exercise, but to me, it's more of like, what can you do right now that can deliver to you what you want? Like, you might not get it all at once in a week, but you can start doing things today that will basically prepare, your future to be what you want it to be. Because there's no such thing as overnight success. Like, even people who have massive success, they had plenty of years of where it wasn't successful, where it was just doing, what they loved or what they was passionate about day by day because they loved to do it. But they wasn't doing it just to get a certain result or because someone else was telling them they should do it. They was doing it because they really wanted it and they wanted to do it. And so I feel like you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. And just allow yourself to do that, because once you get started, once you get that momentum going, there won't be no stopping you. And so I think just to get overhead of this is that I definitely feel a lot of flower fairy, and if anything, a lot of elemental fairy energy. And your purpose is to create your own lifestyle where you're happy and joyous. And freedom is a big thing for you. You don't just live by it, but that's what you're here to create more of for yourself. And that's just sort of like your guiding light, your North Star. And so whatever it is that you feel isn't giving you the freedom, take the steps to remove that out of your experience and, trust yourself, because I feel like that's a big thing. You feel like you can't trust yourself, but the truth is you can. And just trust yourself. And so that was your reading. And I call it Soul Origins. I have my Soul Origins reading up, and they're not through the cards. I actually tune into your energy and your earth angel realms, where you came from, who you are, the type of relationships that you flourish in, the type of career you'd be good in. And so if you want a private reading and a much more in-depth version of this, I have them in my shop. You can go look in the description bar to go to that store and, receive a reading. So I hope you enjoy this, and I hope it resonates. Let me know, and I will talk to you soon. And so we have the second group. Now, if you pick, this is a rose quartz and it says smile on it. It's actually a pretty beautiful backstory to this, but it doesn't matter. So what kind of earth angel are you? So we have the Magician. I don't think I'm going to read these in reverse after all. Have the Magician, one of my favorite cards for my favorite deck. And we have Six of Wands. And I wanted to read the booklet for this, since I'm not totally familiar with all the cards, at least the minor. I don't know, my tongue is getting tied right now, but you know what I mean. I'll be back. Oh, wait, the booklet's right here. It is right here. Let's see, Six of Flip-Flopping Wands. Motivation, victory, success, grace, recognition. All right, I'm gonna bring out the mermaid cards for this to get more information. And the romance angels here. Should have a chance. So if I'm gonna move these like that. Also, it's like sundown, like the sun is currently, well, it's not going down per se, but I have south light, so if you see like the light changing, it's because the sun is fucking moving, and I have, it's just, I don't know, it's just the fucking sun and the lighting. So I have, since you have the Magician card, that definitely calls for wise one energy, and wise ones are, I guess, humans. Like, let me read from the book, because I feel like I don't explain these very well. But like, one of my pet peeves is when people directly read from the book, or if they're trying to explain it in their video, they just directly go off of the book versus like their own like experience or their own like understanding of it. And it's not like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, I know what I'm talking about. It's just, I just don't know if I'm explaining it well enough to make any sense. So I'm going to read from the book, at least a small excerpt, so you understand. Here we go. The wise ones. Well, it doesn't really fucking matter. The wise ones. Reincarnated sorceresses, high priestesses, sorcerers, wizards, shamans, and witches. Intense, exotic, eccentric. The wise ones glow from the inside. They look like romance novel characters, usually with long silky hair, oval faces, and hunting eyes, complete with a lifetime of shadows beneath them. Earth angels from this realm possess profound wisdom and are highly intuitive. Their eyes are penetrating, and there's no point in pretending or lying to wise ones, because truth is apparent to them. Eccentric and flamboyant, wise ones love to dress in flowing garments reminiscent of romantic eras in the past. There is a certain element of mystery accompanying each member of this realm. It's obvious, when first meeting the gaze of wise ones, that they know. And that's pretty much, yeah. They pretty much is like, you know, the wizards, the sorcerers, the witches, and just human beings that, you know, worked with, you know, earth-based magic or spirituality or just anything that was like of the occult or of spirituality, and they do it, and they done it for like many lifetimes as human beings. And so the Six of Wands, because I feel like that even points to more of that you were an accomplished, you were a very successful magician. You was a very successful wise one. Like, whatever it is that you did, whether you was like, I don't know why medicine woman came up in my mind, but if you was like a medicine man, medicine woman, a witch, a sorcerer, a sorceress, a priestess, or something of that nature, you was very successful. And a lot of people really looked up to you and really benefited from your guidance. And that might be true today. You might not consider yourself necessarily those things, but people do get a lot from your wisdom and guidance. And even with blessed change, a major life change brings you great blessings. I feel like that's really caused to the teachings that you gave other people and how they affected, you know, the people around you. Like, whatever it is that you did as a wise one, it really benefited the planet, your community, whatever you want to call it, in a really big way. And I feel like you was appreciated for that too, since, you know, there's always a lot of negativity tied to, like, you know, like witch hunts and always hiding your gifts and things like that. You know, I feel like for you, for this group, you was appreciated for your gifts, and it was something that was normal wherever you came from, whatever era that, or eras that you've been in past lives, or just whatever. Those things was normal. So you was, you know, you was hip and happening with all your magic, and people really appreciated it and really got a lot out of it. And with give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership, I feel like, again, it's just pointing to how even when there was obstacles, you always prevailed. And you was very stubborn, which is, you know, a classic wise one trait anyway. Because I'm a mix of a wise one, and with wise ones, it's like, if you ask us a question, we want to give you the most thorough answer out there. Like, people come to us for wisdom, advice, and guidance. Like, we just know we're very intuitive, we're very in tune, and we can smell bullshit from a mile away. So people really appreciate that when you can be that real with them and also give them really good advice. So it seems like a really great energy. So we want to see who or what you're being guided by. Wow, persistence in this lug. I don't know. And immediately I am being drawn to his third eye, as well as almost like that lion, almost like this Leo sort of energy. Not that it has nothing to do with being a Leo or not being a Leo, but it has that sort of flamboyance that I read in the book, and this sort of like magnetic pull or energy that you have. Even though it says persistence, I feel like whatever it is that you want to do in life, you never give up. And you do it with some type of flair, or you do it in your own way that's really unique, which goes to the magician. Because to me, I feel like the magician in the tarot is a very eccentric dude or gal or human person, being, whatever. And the magician doesn't give a flying fuck what anybody thinks. Like, they just going to do what they're going to do. And I feel like that's also who you are as a soul, as a person, as whatever. That you don't care what other people think about you. You just want to do what you want to do. And God be damned if there's people in the way, because you will push them out the way and won't be sorry about it, which is a wise one trait too. Like, we're kind, we're compassionate, and we want to help people, but we don't take kindly to people that get in our way or just like the shenanigans. And that's why I feel for this one. I feel I'm being guided to move along. So now we have your life purpose, or maybe a part of your life purpose, and it is flowers. Let's see, let's read this. Working with flowers opens your heart and brings blessings to others through your life purpose. And I feel like it's not about flowers. I feel like this almost like romantic energy with this. And I feel like even though you have this very rough and tumble exterior, I feel like internally you want to feel like loved. You want to feel connected with, I think, a community versus another person, even though that can be a part of it too. But you have such a tenderness inside, which is, again, a wise one trait. Like, we do have these we have a very intense energy, but deep inside we're very soft. Like, we just want to be appreciated and loved and cherished like everyone else. But we often feel so like out of worldly and just sort of like an outcast that we don't really show our emotions or how we truly feel, or really, or feel that, people will be receptive to us when we are a lot softer, a lot more gentler. But I feel like for this group that's what you really want. I feel like this is not so much about your life purpose necessarily, but more so what you truly desire in life. And that's to be open with other people, for people to see your tenderness and to see your compassion and appreciate you for that, versus just being this like intense, eccentric, sort of out of worldly person. And let's see what you get from the unicorns. I don't know if my camera is going to cut out on me. I hope not. But let's see if we can go through this. So we have practice. Okay, these need to go. Get these out the way. My mouth is dry. Did I just nudge the camera? I think I nudged the camera. I'm not sure. So we got practice, healer. Ooh. Definitely yes. We getting a lot of unicorn cards, man. The last group got true. And we got forgive. Let me move this over so it's like kind of centered. So I feel like there's a lot of, let me see if I can rearrange this in a way that makes sense to me, because I feel like it need to be rearranged. Because when these cards came out, they kind of, I think some flew out, and then I think it was like a bunch that came up, that flipped up face first. So there we go. This makes a lot more sense. Gotta trust that intuition. I feel like you have a lot of forgiveness work to do. And I feel like there's a lot of, okay, my camera's about to cut out, so we're going to get to this. Yeah,